Today, we are going to make some grass. No, I'm not in Colorado, so it's not going to be that kind of grass. It's our techniques that are so simple and sensible, your modelers have practically built themselves. Hello folks, it's Mad Dog Merv and welcome to today's show. This installment of Up Sheep Creek, we are going to be doing a glowing pirate ship. Now, this has been several different things, the Black Pearl, the Ghost Pirate Ship, but whatever version of it, it's about 1/150th scale. And this particular one is a glow-in-the-dark one, so this ought to be a whole lot of fun. So I picked this up about a year ago, and you see it's 1/150th scale. It's got its own special paint with it, although we're going to try some other luminescent paint, glow-in-the-dark paint, and see kind of what works out the best. And we're going to go through that here in a minute. And this is going to wind up on the October train layout. I've got a great place for this, so without further ado, let's get going. Okay, so we have this this pirate ship side, and you know this is this has been like the Black Pearl. It's been so many things. It's the 1/50th Revell model. Okay, and what we're going to do first off, I'm going to take some Mod Podge and just a spoonful of that. Spoonful of Mod Podge. Okay, and this one is the matte medium. Okay, that's the one I'm using, is the matte medium. And I'm going to take that, and I'm going to take just some dollar, not even a buck, white craft paint. And I'm going to mix that about 50-50. Depends on how it comes out here. It'll probably come out a million miles an hour and, you know, really goof things up. Okay, about 50-50. I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to mix it together pretty good. Makes kind of a little paste. And I am going to put that on this first section right here. I don't want to put it on too thick. I do want to cover it, but I don't want to, what do you call it? I don't want to obliterate any of the detail, like the wood on there. And yeah, it's just on bare plastic, not even primed or anything. So we're just gonna see. We're gonna see how this goes, because the instructions in this kit, yeah, they don't cut it. So okay, that's this one. That's the first one. The second thing we're gonna do here is this glow. It's by Deco Art. It's Ultimate Glow in the Dark paint. I got it from Michael's, I think, but it's sold at a couple different places. So this one here is like 80 cents a bottle. This one here is like $5 a bottle, just so you know. But this is a luminescent paint, and this actually works really well. So I'm going to put some over here. Well, it's not really a paint. It's a medium. It's a glow paint / medium. So what that tells me is it's probably very similar to the concoction I just made here. Okay, it has kind of a little interesting color to it, and I'm going to put that in this middle section here. I'm just going to put that on, nothing else. Guess I'm going to need some more. Okay. We'll see how that looks. I'm going to get the railing too. Okay, now I am sorry. This matte medium here is not quite dry yet, but for the purpose of what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw some of this on there. Yeah, if I brushed over it several times, I would pull it right up. You're right, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to brush this right over the top. Okay, and we'll see how that looks. And finally, I am going to use the Revell. It's Night Color. Night Color. Ooh. This stuff is really. I mean, this was a brand new kit. This wasn't sitting in the stash, anything like that. This, I bought it yesterday. Okay. And it's, you see, it's kind of funky looking. I mean, it kind of looks like a big ball of, you know, ugh. So I've wiped off my brush. It has an interesting smell to it. I'm going to stir it around. It's real chunky. So that's already got me concerned. But that's why we're doing this. You know, I want you to be able to see. The other videos I've watched on building these glow-in-the-dark pirate ships, nobody ever wants to cover the luminescent paint part. So here we go. We're going to cover this for you so that you can be informed. And I just stuck my finger in this one. By the way, you like the nail polish? My daughter, who in a few days is going to be 14, woohoo, you know, she's been painting my nails for years because, you know, I let her do it. It's one of those things that as a dad, I just, you know, come on, kid, you can do it. So I let her practice and, you know, different things. I leave it on for a few days because I want her to feel, you know, good about, hey, dad's, you know, supporting me. And then I take it off, you know. So anyway, that's why beautiful, beautiful magenta here. So this section, I'm actually surprised at how well that goes on. I'm very surprised at how well that goes on. Definitely thicker than the craft paint. So, and definitely chunkier. Definitely chunkier. So, sorry, I had to move the camera just a little bit, but so now, so we finished that. Finished that one. I'm just going to touch this back up, which I'm going to touch this up with just the white and the Mod Podge. So when we hit the glow in the dark lights, you'll be able to see, you know, what it is we're doing. So anyway, be right back. Okay, so here is the results. It is pitch dark out here, except for I have the black lights on. And I have just a couple of little incandescents. You'll see from the train layout. That's it. Everything else is just from the black lights that I have. So on the far left, we've got the part that I painted white and then used the hobby store craft paint, which you can see there. How that glows. Okay. In the middle is just the hobby store craft paint over the black, and yeah, you can see that doesn't work too well. And on this side is the Revell night color. So actually that's not too bad. That's a pretty decent effect. I kind of like it. Let's flip this over. And see, that's the night color there. And I didn't put anything else here, so yeah, there you go. There you go. Kind of a comparison on how those work. So not too bad. I am not sure which route I'm going to take on this ship. I will probably just use the night color. Now there is one more thing I have to do. Watch this. Okay, all lights. I just killed all the lights. And you'll see that night color pretty quickly lost its luminescent glow. But the craft store paint Well, you can see it's still glowing pretty good. Yeah, not too bad. It's starting to lose its glow, but not nearly as quickly as the Revell Night Glow. So, very, very interesting. So we're going to go ahead and go with the color that came, or the paint that came with the kit. I'm going to thin it down with a little bit of glass cleaner, just so that it can flow better and I don't have it quite so chunky. You can see I used a little bit here on another project and it turned out very well, so let's get going. So for the base color, I just took some Krylon Fusion flat black and sprayed the whole entire thing. Now, that once it dried, I knew that there was going to be some areas that I was going to use some other kinds of paint or some other paints on, and this Fusion does a great job of being a barrier for that. So I just grabbed some white craft paint and some black craft paint. We're going to mix some of those together to get the different gray variations. So I'm going to make these swipes down the sails to kind of give it a weathered look on the sails. And then I want to have some patches, some patchwork. So what I did is I took some tape, I went ahead and cut some squares, as you can see here. I put that in different areas of the sails and went ahead and airbrushed, or I should say dry brushed, either the gray or the white or just a little bit darker color, whatever the variations were. Okay, so here's the main part of the ship assembled. The captain's cabin, we're going to put a little color on that, but for the most part this thing's going to stay pretty much black. Now here's one big gap that I'm going to have to fill, and you won't see it in this video, but I will use some sprue glue. I'll get this filled. You'll see in the October train layout video that this filled in just absolutely perfect. So continuing on, getting the sails put on this thing, I went ahead and painted the deck in just a dark brown color. I think it'll be just fine, and you'll see how it turns out in a few minutes. The lanterns, I went ahead and mixed up a yellow and orange that I had that is a luminescent paint, and I went ahead and painted the base of the lanterns, and then I added some black framework and went ahead and put those on, and you're going to see how this turns out in the special lights later on. Went ahead and painted all that scroll work on the rear of the ship as well. Now here's the one thing I didn't like, these stickers, these skull and crossbone stickers. I am going to pull these off, and I promise you I'm going to repaint this with a stencil, but for now you know, they're on there. So here's the real cool part is on the Black Pearl you get a maiden, on this one you get a skull, and I went ahead and I've cast this skull. It's going to be a great 1/35 scale skull. Actually, it turns out pretty good. But you can see I've dry brushed most of the front and how all of that just kind of pops now. And you can see these decals. Yeah, well, they're stickers. They're not decals. Yeah, they glow great, but man, they don't look good. So we'll redo this. But here's the sails. I think the sails turned out really, really well. Here is the back end of the ship with some of this glowing paint that we went ahead and put in the windows, and I think that turned out pretty well. I went ahead and I put some brass paint on all of this scroll work and around the windows, and then we're going to move on to painting the entire thing with that paint, that luminescent paint that comes with it. And I went ahead and just brushed that on. It actually went on very well and clear. It gives it a slight gloss, but honestly, you really can't tell that there's anything on it other than it's got just a slight sheen to it, very slight. So let's see the results. So here we are, the big reveal. It's awfully dark out here. Ooh. We're going to shut these down. There we go. So now we just have black lights. Well, we have those others too. See how that fluorescent paint, wow, that really looks sharp on the old pirate cup. And look at our pirate ship. Hey, looks like I missed a sail. Look at that. I got to go back and finish that sail. do that sail all over again. So down one side. We missed a spot there too. Okay, you can see that paint really, wow, it really sticks out, doesn't it? The lanterns turned out pretty good. And the lights on the back end turned out pretty good. Yeah. Looks like I need to put some more on that one sail, though. That one sail's a bit lacking. Look at our pirate chalice. That thing's glowing really good. So now check this out. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Oh yeah, we like that. That works pretty darn nice. Loses its glow pretty quick. Recharge it real quick. And oh yeah, we like that. So there you go, folks. The glowing ghost pirate ship.